To understand why the Chicago Bears are so protective of their retired numbers, one must look back to the era of leather helmets, Iron Man football, and the very birth of the professional game. It forces us to ask, if we can no longer retire numbers, is it time to consider the unthinkable? Is it time to bring the retired numbers back down to earth? You cannot discuss the Chicago Bears without George Papa Bear Halas. His retired number 7 honors not only his playing career, but his far greater impact as the Bears' founder, coach, owner, and one of the NFL's key architects. His legacy remains permanently stitched into every Bears jersey through the iconic GSH initials on the sleeve. Before 1925, professional football was a struggling, back-page curiosity compared to the college game. That changed when Halas signed Grange, the Galloping Ghost. Grange's arrival brought instant legitimacy to the NFL. His barnstorming tours drew crowds of 70,000 people, proving that people would pay to see professionals play. Grange played 7 seasons with the Bears, appearing in 83 games and rushing for 21 touchdowns. His impact was so profound that he was a charter member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1963. Retiring number 77 wasn't just about celebrating a great runner. It was a tribute to the man who arguably saved the franchise from financial ruin in its infancy. Few players embodied the monsters of the Midway identity like Bronko Nagurski. A Hall of Famer, the 230-pound fullback dominated an era when many linemen were smaller, rushing for 2,778 yards and 25 touchdowns over 9 seasons. His legacy became untouchable in 1943 when he returned at the age of 35 after 6 years away from football to help a Bears team depleted by World War II. Nagurski played 8 games, scored a touchdown, and helped lead Chicago to another NFL championship. The Bears later retired his iconic number 3 jersey, honoring not just a dominant player, but the toughness, loyalty, and grit that defined Chicago football. Sid Luckman helped revolutionize football, turning the T formation into the foundation of the modern passing game. Under George Halas, he became the NFL's first great modern quarterback, leading the Bears to 4 NFL championships and winning NFL MVP in 1943 after throwing 28 touchdowns in just 10 games, an unheard of number for the era. A 5-time All-Pro, Luckman held Bears passing records for decades with 14,686 yards and 137 touchdowns. The Bears retired his number 42 jersey because he didn't just play quarterback, he changed the position forever. George McAfee was the explosive playmaker who brought speed and versatility to the Bears dynasty teams of the 1940s. A two-way star, he scored 7 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons before leaving football to serve in the United States Navy during World War II. Despite the interruption, McAfee still finished with over 1,600 rushing yards, 21 rushing touchdowns, and 11 receiving scores, eventually earning Hall of Fame induction in 1966. The Bears retired his number 5 to honor both his impact on the field and his service away from it. Few numbers in Chicago sports are more iconic than number 51. Dick Butkus redefined the middle linebacker position with his violent hitting, intimidation, and unmatched intensity, becoming the ultimate symbol of Bears football. Butkus was more than feared. He was a playmaker, recording 22 interceptions and 27 fumble recoveries in an era built on physical defense. He earned 8 Pro Bowls and 6 first-team All-Pro selections during his Hall of Fame career. The Bears retired number 51 because Butkus didn't just represent Chicago football, he became its identity. Before Butkus, there was Bill George, a Hall of Fame linebacker and 8-time All-Pro. George became the foundation of the Bears defense during a 14-year career. He is widely credited with inventing the modern middle linebacker role in the 4-3 defense, changing NFL defenses forever. George also recorded 18 interceptions and 17 fumble recoveries, proving he was as productive as he was innovative. The Bears retired number 61 to honor one of football's true defensive pioneers. Clyde Bulldog Turner was one of football's greatest two-way stars, dominating as both a center and linebacker during the Bears dynasty years of the 1940s. He helped anchor 4 NFL championship teams and even led the league with 8 interceptions in 1942. Over 13 seasons and 138 games, Turner earned 7 first-team All-Pro selections with his toughness, versatility, and refusal to leave the field. The Bears retired number 66 to honor one of the toughest and most complete players of football's early era. Bill Hewitt played with a relentless intensity, even spending part of his career without a helmet. A dominant end in the 1930s. He earned 4 first-team All-Pro selections in 5 seasons while catching 13 touchdowns and becoming known for his defensive instincts and disruptive play. Hewitt's life was tragically cut short in 1946, but his legacy endured through his Hall of Fame induction in 1971. The Bears retired number 56 to honor one of the earliest stars of the Monsters of the Midway. Mike Ditka revolutionized the tight end position when he arrived in Chicago in 1961. Before Iron Mike, tight ends were mostly blockers, but Ditka's size, power, and athleticism changed the role forever. In just 6 seasons with the Bears, he recorded 4,503 receiving yards and 43 touchdowns. The Bears retired number 89 in 2013, making it the franchise's final retired number. Ditka became the bridge between the George Halas era and the legendary 1985 Bears, cementing his place as one of the most important figures in Chicago Bears history. Gale Sayers was one of the most electrifying runners in NFL history, gliding through defenses with a style few players have ever matched. In just 7 seasons, he rushed for nearly 5,000 yards and scored 39 touchdowns while becoming a 5-time first-team All-Pro in 5 consecutive years. A devastating knee injury in 1968 cut short what could have been one of football's greatest careers. But Sayers still became the youngest Hall of Fame inductee ever in 1977 at the age of 34. The Bears retired number 40 to honor a player whose brilliance forever changed the game, even if his career ended far too soon. Brian Piccolo earned his place with the Bears through pure determination, rising from undrafted free agent to starting running back alongside close friend Gale Sayers. Their friendship became one of the most powerful stories in sports history, breaking racial barriers during a turbulent era in America. Tragically, Piccolo was diagnosed with cancer in 1969 and passed away at just 26 years old. The Bears retired number 41 not for statistics, but to honor his courage, character, and the lasting impact he had on the team and the city of Chicago. Willie Galimore was one of the Bears' most explosive offensive weapons of the late 1950s and early 1960s. A 3-time Pro Bowler known as the Gallop. He scored 26 rushing touchdowns and 10 receiving touchdowns, while helping lead Chicago to the 1963 NFL Championship. Tragically, Galimore's life was cut short in 1964 when he and his teammate Bo Farrington were killed in a car accident during training camp. He was just 29 years old. The Bears retired number 28 to honor a star whose career and life ended far too soon. Walter Payton was the ultimate Chicago Bear. Known as Sweetness, he retired as the NFL's all-time leading rusher with 16,726 yards, while earning 9 Pro Bowls, the 1977 NFL MVP award, and a Super Bowl championship with the 1985 Bears. Payton's toughness, humility, and relentless running style made him the heart of the franchise. But his story ended tragically when he died from a rare liver disease in 1999 at just 45 years old. The Bears retired number 34, not only to honor a Hall of Fame career, but to preserve the legacy of the player who became the soul of Chicago football. The Chicago Bears face a growing dilemma: preserve their legendary retired numbers forever, or bring them back through a passing of the torch legacy system. Supporters argue that allowing worthy players to wear icons like number 34 or number 51 would keep Bears history alive, inspire younger generations, and solve roster number limitations in the modern NFL. Critics fear it could tarnish legends if players fail to uphold the standard. Thank you for watching.